There we go. This is why we do a mic check at the beginning. Anyway, hey everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. My name is Ruka, and today we are not eating Cube, but Cube is here temporarily until we switch over to the table. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing on this weekend? I just kind of want to roll up in bed and sleep. You got sick? Oh my gosh. Wasn't this week supposed to be your week off or something like that? That sounds terrible. I am not quite sick, but I don't know. I feel like I've been overheated the past few days. Today was no exception. Though I will say I did make a mistake before the stream started. And yeah, so basically I was like feeling really thirsty before before I got home today. And that's because normally you need like a balance of salts and liquid throughout the day. And for the most part I did get liquids, but there were a lot of I guess sweet stuff at work and not enough salty stuff at work. And I've eaten a lot of sweet snacks, which doesn't do me any favors as far as my throat goes. So what I did when I got home is I made myself some soup, no ramen noodles or anything like that in it. Though I did put some of the gluten balls that you might have seen in the ramen video, and I got so addicted with that I had two, and thinking that it wasn't going to like affect me whatsoever. And I feel like I'm kind of full. I'm kind of full from that, so I'm not sure how we're gonna do this food review thing. But I'm reminded I don't have to eat the entire thing, so I should be mostly okay. Mostly off. I had to spend 2 days working from 12 to 6 a.m. That's a really late shift. Wow. I guess you work overnight or something, but I guess I kind of destroyed my immune system. I hope you get better soon, though. Hope you get better. Hey, Panzer, welcome, welcome. How's it going? For throat, I use honey and hot tea. Yes, honey and hot tea usually works. Uh, but again, I find myself personally, I find like broth, even with like chicken powder or something like that, broth tends to work as long as you have something there to relieve the throat. Or I mean, for the most part salts work really well. Honey is also pretty good. But again, sweets, right? And sweets and me don't really work too well when I have to like speak into the camera. So if I do like honey tea, I would have had to do it like hours before, and I didn't think about that. I thought soup because I needed more salt in my system today because I didn't have much earlier. Doing fine, probably. Why probably? Why probably? I mean, I understand. There was a there was some stuff that happened as far as being able to like just internet stuff in general. So I understand that much, but hopefully, yeah. Well, I can't help you there, but hopefully you find a solution to that. I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't know what I should say. In any case, um, yeah. So we are going to be doing a food review thing of I guess let me put up the thumbnail. Is the thumbnail is not on the screen. I don't think we need to put the thumbnail on screen. But this is basically a couple of stuff I picked up off Amazon in search of other foreign MREs that I could try, and it is ridiculously difficult to find foreign MREs that are not French, Spanish, or Russian. Those are the three most common foreign MREs. Now, there's a few others I've seen from various different countries, but the availability seems to be on and off. Like the Swedish MRE I've had like a while back is not available anymore in most places. Um, Once in a very, very blue moon, you'll probably find a Japanese MRE. I don't think that's been on the market for a very, very, very long time also. So it's kind of like, all right, what can we try that's different? Now, for the most part, when I started on this MRE taste testing journey, I didn't really know what I would get myself into. Oh, I see a Dutch one, but that's really expensive. I don't think I want to try. I don't want to buy that just yet. um, but yeah, it's kind of like I want to see what's available out there. But also they're kind of expensive, and sometimes the availability is really really difficult to get. Um, and when you do find something, sometimes you get something like I'm looking right now. Hungarian Armed Forces 24-hour MRE, $300 freaking dollars. I'm like, what the heck? 300? I ain't buying that. I am not buying that. And this was supposedly manufactured around 2021. Expiration date questionable. But as long as everything else is okay, I mean, I'd like there's no if there's cans, it's not bubbly or anything like that. Uh, Usually it's still okay. Some people have eaten MREs from the 1970s and they're still fine. Yeah, $300. I'm assuming this is something extremely contraband. That's probably why it's so expensive. Again, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but a lot of these MREs for some reason make their way into Ukraine, Belarus, around that area, and they get shipped from there. I do not know how legal some of these MREs actually are, but they seem to have made a business out of them, and a lot of people want to try them for one reason or another. Or some of them are so rare, like maybe this Hungarian MRE, that they can justify jacking up the price. I mean, what would you say? What would you think if I told you there is a United Nations 24-hour MRE combat ration pack for sale somewhere for $100? Um, I am taking a quick look at the contents, and the contents look like it is basically a souped up American MRE, which does not give me good feelings regardless. So, never question the legality of goods of military origin. Yeah, we just assume that we know nothing because we honestly we do not know anything. Is it the first time I hear the word MRE pouches? I made the term MRE pouches because honestly, this is basically the same thing as the what do you call it? It is basically the same thing as the camping food that we tried a few weeks back, and I don't know what else to call it, but Amazon calls it MRE, and I'm like, is this really MRE? Now, I get it that I have actually tried a Korean MRE straight from Korea, but it was more like it looked like a souvenir kind of MRE, but also it's not like your typical MRE where you have like a bunch of different stuff in one bag that you try. This is like basically one dish in a pouch. So if we're going by the definition of MRE as meals ready to eat, which is what it actually means, is a cup ramen an MRE? And I would probably have to say yes, cup ramen and like the pack ramen, the non cup ramen, technically are all MREs, but we don't think of them that way. So in the same sense, this probably falls into the same category if you really, 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 really think about it. Canned food probably also falls into MRE, but that's not the first thing that comes into our mind when we say, hey, we're going to try an MRE today. No, when you think MRE, you're thinking military rations, a bunch of stuff in one bag, and that's basically what we got. Hey, Bison, welcome. But that's not what we have today. Instead, we have single dish stuff in a pouch that I don't think normally would see anyway in a Asian grocery store. But if you put this in an Asian grocery store, it would not be out of the ordinary to me personally. It's just that it's in a freeze dried format, I feel like, where you only have to add hot water. And for some reason on Amazon it's marketed as an MRE, so we're going by that definition, or at least by the label that they gave us. So if they say it's an MRE, I'm calling it an MRE. And there is a bunch of camping food of similar style that they call it also an MRE. So I'm also calling that an MRE in the same vein. That's basically my justification. Spent 8 hours at the immigration office, standing around, going up and down the office all day yesterday, and feels like, oh, yeah. I hope you didn't catch anything from that place. I don't know if anything's like going around in your area. I don't know if anything's going around in my area either. But I wear a mask typically when I go outside just because I do not trust people at all. At all. When I hear MRE, all that comes to mind is dry food with similar texture to that of dry dog food. It's not always the case. We've had plenty of good MREs, especially from European make. Um, the only quote unquote somewhat bad, pretty terrible MRE would be the American MRE, but that's because it's like the most utilitarian food packaged in a very small amount of space. Meanwhile, most of the other MREs that we have found so far, at least on this channel, especially the European stuff, is that most of them look like you could actually get the individual materials from stuff on the grocery shelf. And honestly, yes, you can make your own MRE pack uh, from stuff on the grocery shelf, and that would be like the best thing ever. Basically, all the MREs really do at the end of the day is give you a bunch of food that you can set aside one time, long shelf life kind of stuff, and open it up in an emergency. That's basically what an ideal MRE is, either in an emergency or for camping food, basically. But I mean, the way military MREs work is they're not necessarily for an emergency, though they can be distributed. Though they can be distributed in an emergency, we kind of think like this is the food that soldiers eat while they're out on the field, which I don't know. If anyone here is in the military, let me know if that's your experience typically, or you actually have a commissary that you can go to um, when things aren't so hairy. Because I feel like MREs are the only if you are out there for long periods, then MRE is probably your next best thing that you can get. Otherwise, a commissary is probably the ideal. For a good amount of time, cans were used for rations. Before that, you simply were given an amount of raw ingredients to cook, and every soldier got the same stuff. Mostly the heat and the monsoon, so humid, and the rain from yeah, that doesn't work well for anyone. If you want to try an old military ration, check out a recipe called Hellfire Stew. Ooh, I have to look into that. uh, Ampitasha, welcome, welcome. How's it going? I cannot read that. I'm gonna have to check Google for translations here. Just a second. Where's the translate? I do not have a translate. Here we go. This is no, this is not Japanese. Translate from Korean. Algorithm led me here. Thank you. Let's see. YouTube algorithm recommended. Yeah, I I got that. Let me see. I think thank you for visit. Thank you for visiting. I hope you enjoy your time here. Let's see. Oh wait, gonna have to make sure we do this. Let's see.
방문해 주셔서 감사합니다. 여기서 즐거운 시간 보내시기 바랍니다.
I'm not sure if that's accurate, but thank you for visiting. I hope you enjoy your time here. I cannot speak Korean, but um, yes, please enjoy. We're gonna be trying some MREs here in a second, or at least that's what they call an MRE anyway. Um, but let's see, what time is it right now? It's about 20 minutes. I mean, I typically don't like to drag out these food testing things anyway. So let's go ahead and move over to the table, and we will check that out. Hold up a second. Is Cube the MRE? I hope not. I hope not. Let's see. Okay, noise gate is off. Things are gonna start getting loud. Let me move the chat over so I can see you guys. It's very small regardless. Hey, okay. And then enhance camera so I can see what's going on. All right. So we actually have two things. We're gonna try today. For some reason, I feel like that's a little bit. Let's see. I feel like this is a bit too close. Okay, camera does not want. Okay, this is good. This is okay. No, we are not gonna eat cube today. I don't know if cube is edible to begin with, but I like to. He's been around for a very long time. As far as all my plushies are concerned, he's been around for a very long time, which maybe explains how frayed and matted the fur is. But he does get beat up a lot, so I'm gonna just toss him back onto the bed, and I'll deal with him later. He wasn't supposed to be in here. Instead, we have two things we're gonna try today. So, the one you saw in the thumbnail is this thing. Now, you may have seen a similar packaging somewhere before. The Samyang ramen, the bulldog ramen, I think. And I think this is basically the same thing. This is a bibimbap style of MRE, I suppose. And we have tried a bibimbap style kind of food from the DMZ a while back. And I'm not sure if this is going to be spicier than that. But yeah, bulldog bibimbap. Yep, I don't know how spicy this is gonna be though, compared to the ramen noodles. So that'll be interesting. Now this does come in a 2-pack. We are only gonna do one today. We're gonna do one today, and we also have this thing over here as a backup. I'm not sure what a wori bibimbap is, but we have a wori bibimbap kimchi flavor, which is hopefully going to make my stomach a little bit better after we try this. Again, another 2-pack, but it seems like bibimbap is something you can find in these pouches quite a bit. Again, it's not like the typical MRE you would probably expect from, and it's not a military style. This is kind of like, it seems like this is like groceries, something you can find in a grocery and just stuff into your cupboard and try it later. I don't know. We have a KR bro in the chat. Do you find this in the grocery stores? I have not been in a Korean grocery store before. I have been to Korea for a few days. This past April, in Seoul for about 3 days, but didn't get a chance to go. Well, I went to a latte. I went to a latte. I went to the bottom floor of a latte, but I wouldn't call that like your typical corner store, grocery store, if you know what I mean. So, and what I found in the bottom store of the latte was a bunch of tea stuff, a bunch of coffee stuff. There were actually some vegetables, which is also you can find in the bottom of a Japanese mall type situation, but I don't think I saw any of this. Probably same sauce like the noodles. Oh geez. Well, we're gonna find out, I suppose. Let me open this really quick. I love how the warning sign is on the plastic than the food itself. The bag is uninflated? Nah, the bag is fine. The bag is fine. There's supposed to be a little bit of air in here. Keep away from small children, thin film. I think that's the warning you're talking about. We're only gonna try one. So this one's gonna be going to the side. And, oh, easy. Open. Alright, I'm gonna set 2 of these for another time. And we have these. Expiration dates on these are apparently in 2025, so we are okay for the most part. Let me adjust the mic really quick. Hold up. Might hear a little something. Hot AF. Well, we will find out. But 2025, so these are still, as far as I'm concerned, still good. Just add hot water to both of these. And I'm assuming there is a line. Okay, so it does say pour hot water up to the line on this one. And same thing for this. They are both 10 minutes. Okay, I should get started now. And I'm gonna have to like talk your ears off for the next 10 minutes. There's no exact measurements. It's just pour hot water. Let's take a look inside. Ulcer live reaction. I have done the hot ones on this channel before, and I was perfectly fine at the end of that. So we're gonna have to do a little bit better than this one. Okay. Oh frick. The sauce is here. Though the sauce is a little bit different than what you would find with a ramen. This seems a little bit more liquid. Yeah, it seems a little bit more liquid, not quite as thick, which is kind of surprising. I thought it would be on the thicker side. As far as lines go, there is a line down here in the inside the pouch, and here is the inside of the pouch. Now, I will be putting these in the bowls after it's done cooking. But yeah, a bunch of dried rice. Well, I say dried rice, but it's more like puffed rice. So this is like cooked before and then dried out, and then a bunch of freeze-dried veggies like you would normally find in ramen and stuff. Nothing too interesting except for maybe the instant rice. So I'm gonna go in. I have some hot water here. We're gonna fill that up. And I'm gonna make sure I don't overfill that. Oop, okay. And it seems like the water. I didn't put a whole lot of water. So that's all I'm gonna. Oh wait. Okay, put that over there. Set that aside. Set this one over here. And then we'll check this one out. 10 minutes from now. Okay, I don't have a timer with me, but I'm gonna look at. Actually, no, let me set a timer. 10-minute timer. Where's the clock? 10 minutes. There we go. Okay. And then we have this other one, this regular one. Now this one supposedly has kimchi flavor, but it doesn't promise any kimchi whatsoever. So I'm assuming no kimchi. No kimchi. Except, what the heck? Wait, hold up. Rice fell out. Let me grab the rice. Okay. So, let's talk about this first. It seems we have a similar, if not exactly the same. No, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera very well, but this sauce is more liquid and very, very red, meaning it's probably really, really spicy. And then this sauce is not quite as red. It's a little bit on the thicker side, actually. So this is probably the kimchi flavoring. And we get a little bit of sesame oil for the kimchi, which is interesting. The filling seems to be the exact same as the other one, which I can only assume these were made in the same factory and whatnot. So I do not know what to think about that. It is actually no, it is. Never mind. Easy Bop. Right. They're both made from the same place, except one is spicy and the other one is not as spicy, but probably still spicy considering it's Korean food. Okay, I think I put too much rice in this one. All right, a little bit too much rice. Yeah, I feel like they're both gonna be different levels of spicy, which is, God, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Time to yap for 10 minutes. Yeah, yapping starts. Well, yapping starts now. Yapping started earlier. I don't know if I like the color of the sauce. It brings back PTSD. Well, Mars, I don't know what to tell you, but you don't even have the what do you call this? The spice tolerance of your people. I mean, I think you have admitted as much. Just saying, just saying. These hot water heating MRE are more common produce can buy in big grocery market. That's what I thought. I had a feeling that you can actually buy these in the grocery store, but the grocery store I went, you could not find them, which is Lotte. Well, Lotte is not exactly a grocery store. At least I wouldn't. If I were to go to a grocery store in Korea, Lotte wouldn't be the first one I would probably go to. It's just the one that I was able to go to when I was there. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Lotte is a gigantic brand in Korea, and you've probably seen like Lotte food snacks and stuff in the Asian grocery stores, but they don't just make the sweets and other random snack items. They also have a gigantic department store. And the department store is, I feel like it's almost synonymous to brand, like very high brand names, to like a ridiculous degree. There are some brand items in Lotte department store that I only associate with really rich people or really bougie people. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if this is like stuff normal people would buy. Why is everything in this one gigantic place? And I mean, if I compare that to like say the Aeon stores in Japan. Aeon stores is a bit of a mixed bag. They have a bunch of home, what do you call this? Not home brands, but like local domestic brands. That's what I meant to say. They have a bunch of local domestic brands and some weird brand names that I doesn't exist, I feel like, anywhere but Japan. So quality wise, who knows what how good it actually is compared to some of the more well-known brands, kind of like lacrosse and crap. What other stuff were there? It was ridiculous. That's all I will say. Big company both in KR and Japan. Yeah, I think Lotteria is not the same as Lotte, right? There is a burger shop in Japan called Lotteria, but I don't think that's the same as latte. I'm pretty sure it's not, but if it is, let me know. Yeah, we can talk about stuff that has sold in our countries. Yeah. How's the Hina event since we're yapping? Oh, Hina event. I haven't pushed through the story, and from what I've read in the guides, I think I'm okay until tomorrow when we do start the event, when we do the stream again, because the collectible stuff doesn't even show up until tomorrow. So yes, we are still fine with the Hina event. I've just been doing the full sweep every single time. But as far as I don't think I can even increase our piano proficiency yet. So I haven't tried. Though if it's something I should be doing, I'll start after the stream. But I don't think I can make it any higher than what we already have so far. What we already did last time, which I think was like what 3 or 4 or something like that. Yeah, latte is pretty much everywhere in Asia. You think really? It was my first time running into latte outside of the snack aisle in the U.S. I'll be perfectly honest. I've only associated latte with the mooncake, not mooncakes. Is it mooncakes? It's the little cakes with the little cream stuffing in them. Uh, those are the ones I've seen, and I think they have like Pocky kind of style sticks also, and they also have like Hello Panda style snacks. I think it's like the koala one, but they sell similar snacks. Just it's Korean instead of Japanese and whatever. Hey, Ratel, welcome, welcome. How's it going? Um, but yeah, it was my first time going to a Lotteria, not Lotteria, Lotte department store in Japan, and not in Japan, in Korea, because it was my first time in Korea to begin with. And I went down to the bottom of the latte because I knew, okay, here's a hack for Asian department stores. Department stores in Asia specifically. I don't know if Europe does this. America does not do this. I can tell you that much. Department stores in Asia typically will have some sort of food place at the very bottom of the department store, be it basement or be it the first floor. I'm not. It depends on the place, but usually it's the basement. And most of the time, it's gonna be like a grocery type of place. Now, this happens in Japan quite a bit, so I assumed in Korea that would be the same thing in latte. And yes, it was, but also it wasn't what I expected. The setup is a little bit different. They had like a small grocery area, which seems like it's mostly just small stuff, and I guess mostly teas and a few fresh produce, but not stuff you would find in a bigger grocery store. But they also had like a food court down at the down at the bottom, that is a little bit different from all the other food courts I've ever been to before. Like when you think food court, typically you have a bunch of tables at the middle and then you have a bunch of shops around, right? Yes and no for this particular place. You do have that setup, but there are also stalls that have their own seating right next to them. Like there's one place that has the rotating sushi. There are tables right next to that rotating sushi place. You don't have to find a table, go to the sushi place, put an order, and then take food back to your table. Instead, you can just sit right next to the bar next to the sushi place and eat there. There's another one similarly that has personal hot pots, like a personal size hot pot. And there's a 10-minute timer. 10 minutes goes by really fast. And I found that interesting because I don't think I've ever seen the side seating in the stalls in what do you call this? In crap, what am I thinking? In the food courts before. It's usually been a bunch of tables and a bunch of shops where you get food from. And there were a few other ones too, but those are the ones that stood out to me. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Koala March. I don't think I've actually tried it. I'm more of a Hello Panda kind of person though. What happened to my fingers? Oh, I was wondering if anyone was gonna point that out. So, oh, this one's slipping a little bit. Okay, so if anyone remembers what happened, so if you saw the ramen video I posted a couple of weeks ago, it happened after the ramen video. I did a stupid, and I paid for it. Let me just tell you that. I won't go too much into detail, and I won't show you what's underneath these things, or I won't show you what's underneath here, though it might have peaked a little bit during the stream. I'm not gonna uncover this completely because this is actually disgusting. We will not, we won't show that for everyone's appetite. Yes, it is a burn wound. I can show you this one. I did not want to show it right away, but I will show you what happened to this one. So, if you're a little bit squeamish with burn wounds, just look away quickly. But I do not mind. I do not. No, here's the thing: the scream in the video has nothing to do with this. This happened after the filming, which I did something really stupid, and I'm not gonna get into that. Let's just say I got burned, literally, and I'm glad it wasn't worse. Okay? Let me just show you this really quick and I'll get into the story a little more. So, this is the small burn wound, okay? The big one is still underneath here with a gigantic blister. And the blister is over a week old now and it hasn't popped. So I am hoping it pops soon. It has deflated. But it hasn't popped anytime soon. So that's why I'm covering it, because it's disgusting. I do not want to look at it. And it kind of flops everywhere. And yeah, I'm basically just keeping it covered so I don't irritate it. Though I think these days I was advised to take it off at night so that it does air out and harden so that it can actually get some circulation and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what happened with my fingers, and I did literally get burned. I'm just glad it wasn't worse than this, but I was in pain for, oh, let's say about 5 hours after the initial incident. I had my entire hand dunked in ice cold water, by the way, okay? My entire hand was dunked in ice cold water for the entire 5 hours, and I was still in pain after that. And I am surprised I got as big a blister as I did on my middle finger after the fact. It didn't seem like it was going to blister at all. And I think there was going to be a blister in this other one, but I think pieces of my skin actually flaked off during the cooling process. So I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but the result is as you saw. And yeah, all I will say is make sure to not leave any pots with oil alone on the stove and walk away. That is all you're getting from me. So, yes, don't do what I did, and you won't burn yourself trying to prevent a disaster. Just saying. Yes, food court. Let's see. KR Latte still has Lotteria in KR, but JP Latte sells out Lotteria Japan. Ah, okay. So, local JP fast food burger company. So it is managed locally. I got you. Just irritated the burned skin. Put your hand under the running water. No, the thing is, the running water would have been enough for what I did. It would not have been enough. Anyway, I'm just trying to recover from that. And I was kind of wondering, should I even be streaming today with this stuff? And I felt like I recovered enough that I could stream it. And I realized I use my right hand to gesture a lot on the camera. So apologies for that you had to see this. It wasn't on purpose that I was actually trying to show you the stuff around my fingers. But it just so happens I gesture a lot with my right hand. So yes. Anyway, these are done now. Let's get back to this. Just try to ignore this as much as possible. Though it did make it interesting to work with the past couple of weeks because I use my hand a lot for work. Just saying. Anyway, so this has been 10 minutes. I think most of the liquid has already been absorbed. I don't feel any water anymore. So let's go ahead and start mixing this stuff. Oh, yep. Yep, so this one is done. And I think this one should also be done. Yep, these are both done. So I think we can put the sauces in here. But since we're going to plate them, it might be easier to just pour them out and then put the sauce afterwards. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, let's put this here. It's a little bit moist. The rice stuff is still a little bit moist. But I think for the most part everything is cooked thoroughly. Yeah, there's still a little bit of extra water and there's still a little extra stuff in the pouch, which is a little hard to get out. But for now, I do feel like it's about the same ingredients. Yep, basically the exact same ingredients. I may have put a little bit extra water on this one on the left. Let's see. I thought there was some more seaweed in here, but no. Okay, this one's a little bit more moist. This one's not quite as moist. That's probably because I put out a little bit more extra water there. But other than that, you can kind of see that they're both the exact same thing. How are you with spicy food? I'm okay with spicy food, but it has been a while since I ate spicy food, so I might be a little bit more affected here than usual. Just saying. Even native Korean food like me can't handle bulldog fire noodle sauce? Really? I don't know. I've heard that Korean people have like. Well, I mean, the thing with Korean food is that yes, Korean food is notoriously spicy. The noodles are spicy of varying degrees. Not just the bulldog noodles, but also the Shin ramen. Shin ramen is actually a little bit on the spicy side. I don't know if anyone noticed this. Even other regular flavors of ramen are also on the spicy side, just a little bit, but it's still there. And I feel like I can't taste the actual flavor of the ramen because they all taste like similar levels of spicy, despite them saying not actually spicy. I don't know. That might just be me, but it's not also only just spicy. A lot of Korean food in general tends to also be on the sweet side, from what I have noticed. You got the sweet and spicy sauce for the tteokbokki, and then there's some other sweet sauces for different kinds of sausage sticks and whatnot. At least that's what I've run into. And then you have the various sauces on the fried chicken, which I appreciate that there are sweet sauces in the fried chicken because otherwise it would just be a very crispy buffalo wing sauce. So, yes. By the way, one of my favorite sauces for fried chicken is soy sauce and garlic. I'm not sure if that's a typical flavor, but anything with soy sauce and anything with garlic, pretty good. I'm not sure which one this is anymore. Wait. I think this might be the super spicy one. Okay, these are labeled differently. I cannot read them, but I think this is the super spicy one because this is more liquid, and I think this is the kimchi one. So let me just make sure. We are going to pour that in. I'm gonna use all of this as intended. I do not know if this is how it's supposed to be done. And I seem to have squirted a little bit of spicy stuff on the table, which is probably not a good thing. I'm gonna have to use extra water to wipe that up later. I accidentally ate a whole left sauce in the bowl and I was awake at 4 p.m. Had to go to the toilet. Oh no. Oh crap. Oh no. I'm gonna have to wipe this off later. Wait, how spicy is this? That's not too bad. Though, if I'm not careful and I rub this on my eye, this could actually be bad. But the sauces do be spilling out everywhere. So I may have to rinse my hand really quick before we do the taste test. In the meantime, let's just go ahead and put all these sauces in here first so that you can see what we're working with. And then I'll wash my hands really quick and then we'll give it a taste. And then any extra leftovers are probably going to be my lunch tomorrow because this is how usually these food tasting streams work. I do not eat all of it at once because it's usually not not typically a lot of food, but you know, a lot of calories. And I've already it's getting everywhere in my hand. I've already almost hit my calories for today. That kimchi sauce is pretty good though, not gonna lie. Okay, we got that. Yeah, we're pouring the whole thing. Why would I not pour the whole thing? I'm gonna wash my hands really quick, guys. It's gonna be a mess if I don't do that. Okay. Alright, let's try this now. That sesame oil is pretty nice though, not gonna lie. It smells nice from here. Wipe out or lick. I licked it, but you know, with too much sauce, it gets a little bit too messy. So it doesn't seem like, I think I gave you just enough sauce for this thing. It doesn't seem like it's over sauced, is what I'm getting. So this is the kimchi. It smells very good with that sesame oil. Let me zoom out a little bit. And this is supposedly the spicy bulldog. However, if you were to give this to someone, if you were to give these bowls to someone, would you be able to tell the difference just by looking at them what this is? I do not think you can. Now, if I do smell this, this one has a nice sesame oil flavor, and you know, you could add sesame oil to the bulldog one, and you probably won't know the difference. But let me sniff this really quick. It doesn't smell spicy. I will say it does not smell spicy. There might be a little bit of this is a tiny bit redder. I don't know if you can tell. It's hard for me to tell even in person, but this is a tiny bit redder. This is not quite as red. It definitely looks a little bit more orangish, the sauce does. This is a little bit more redder. And it doesn't smell spicy, so I don't think this is gonna be too bad. But before we try that, we'll try this one over here. We'll try the kimchi with sesame oil. Flavorful. I don't know if I taste kimchi necessarily. There's a little bit of heat, like a very, very tiny bit of heat. As expected. It's a bit on the sweeter side. A little sweet, a little spicy. Sesame oil, I don't know if does anything. I do taste it. I do taste it. I think for me personally though, hold up. I'm gonna come back. I need to add something to this. I'm gonna add something to that. Okay. Nope, we're not adding seaweed to it. We're adding this. So I got this recently in the mail. And just to try, I've never tried this thing before. What this basically is chopped up shiitake with soybeans and a spicy oil. And it actually is legit spicy. It actually is legit spicy. And this is, I don't like this one too much. Like, actually using this is not that great. I used a different one, which is a spicy enoki, also preserved in oil. And that one's a little bit better texture-wise. This one has like no texture whatsoever. This basically is just fancy chili oil. If I had to show you guys, this is basically just fancy chili oil with beans, chopped up chilies, and mushrooms. And for the most part, it's okay. It doesn't really add any mushroom-y flavor or texture. The beans are, for the most part, alright. It's kind of weird to have them there, but it's for the most part alright. But this is legit spicy, so that is going in here. 1 tablespoon is all you need. Otherwise, it just gets overwhelming. So let's mix that in there. Maybe this will help this flavor a little bit. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. The spice helps. The chili oil helps. I don't think I can add anything else into here except for maybe some meat. Maybe some, if you have shrimp, toss some shrimp in. If you have like chunks of chicken, toss some chicken in. By itself, it's not bad, but I could use more meat in here. And I do not have that currently. Actually, no, I do have some meat in the fridge. So I might mix some of that with this for lunch tomorrow. Now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. Just needs meat. Okay. Yep, it's just basically rice and vegetables with like mini dehydrated meats that you would find in like a cup ramen kind of thing. That's basically what it is. Now let's try the actual supposedly spicy one. And this one, I am expecting to be on the tame side, considering we have to eat all of this and it's not such a thick sauce. But let's try it. Okay, I underestimated that just a little bit. It's not too spicy, but it does punch you pretty hard. We do not need the mushrooms for, well, we do not need the mushrooms for this one. I'm gonna set that one aside. Gonna set that one aside. I was gonna show off a little bit and add some peppers to that, but I don't think it needs it, so we're gonna set that aside also. If anything, maybe sesame oil would be okay here. If I had cheese, if I had shredded cheese, I would put shredded cheese in here. All I have is like a little block of cheese, which I still have to cut up. But put some cheese, melt it on top of here. It will make this a little bit more bearable. But that is spicier than expected. Let me try it again. Yep. Yep. Okay, water was a bad idea too. Don't do that. So the sauce pack, right, had a somewhat liquidy, spicy thing to it. Now, typically when you get the BULLdog ramen, the sauce is thicker and it clings to the noodles like crazy. Here, the sauce is thinner, but it's still about as spicy. It's a little bit less though, considering you have to like mix it throughout the entire rice, and it is thinner, but it is still spicy. I think I can only like eat a spoon or so every so often. I think I need to like find a way to add some cheese or something to this. If you add cheese to this, we be good. Otherwise, this compared to the noodles though, this is still not as spicy as the noodles. But if you try to speed run this bowl, it will be about as bad as the noodles in a way. I do not feel like, well, let me try again. Yeah, I don't want to speed run that. Let's set that aside for now. I'm gonna have to figure out how to finish that off later. Like, as far as the actual stuff in here, they're the exact same thing. The sauce is just different. Maybe I could add some mayo to this or something. Let's add some mayo. Let's add some... You know what? I wasn't gonna do this on stream, but I think I'll do it right now. Let me see if I can find some mayo and some other sauces to make that a little bit more tolerable. What do I have? Alright, we don't have a whole lot left. We do not have a whole lot left, but we still have a bunch of Kewpie mayo that for some reason I got a long time ago and did not manage to use all of it. I was gonna use, oh right, I was gonna use this for, the egg sandwiches. That's why I got this, and for some reason I never thought about that again. Yeah, I know they sell the whole BULLdog sauce in bottles. I've had them before. I don't know why I did that, but I've had them before. Okay. All right, let's put some mayo on here. Okay. Hopefully, this will be a little bit better. This will hopefully dampen it. I do not have cheese, but I have mayo. Mayo plus spicy plus hopefully okay. It's been a while since I've had mayo. Kewpie mayo is good though. I like Kewpie. Alright. Is this better? that almost wiped out all the spicy. But now I feel like I'm eating just mayo rice. Okay, there's a little bit of spicy still. Now I feel like I'm just eating mayo rice. So we're gonna add a little bit of this. This is basically the sauce you put on yakisoba or takoyaki. And I still have a tiny little bit left. So we're gonna add that tiny little bit in here. Add a tiny little bit in this to add a little bit of flavor and make it not exactly 100% mayonnaise. It does look very thick now though with all that mayo. Alright. Not quite. No, it's not teriyaki. I think they call it, what do they call it? Oh, no, okay. That's not the sauce. I think they call this specifically it's not teriyaki sauce. Actually technically there's no such thing as teriyaki sauce in Japan. Like literally there's no teriyaki sauce in Japan. Okonomiyaki sauce, yes. They call this okonomi sauce for okonomiyaki. Okay, I don't have much sauce left. This is basically the last of it being used on stream. Okay, well that's empty. Yeah, so it's sauce they use for okonomiyaki, takoyaki. You can even use it for yakisoba. Basically anywhere you need like a little bit of sweet and savory. But typically used for okonomiyaki and takoyaki. I really did put too much mayo though. That's a mistake here. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. It's definitely more tolerable with the mayonnaise. Probably I wouldn't put that much mayonnaise again. And I say that knowing I still have another pouch here, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with this other pouch in my free time. But mayonnaise, something to sweeten this up a little bit. And eventually what you get here is something a little bit spicy, but not overwhelmingly spicy. I would probably even toss in some eggs or something in here. Yes, again, you can also toss in some meat if you have them. But by itself right now, it's not bad. Just too much mayo, and that's mostly on me. That's mostly on me. But yeah, this is gonna be lunch tomorrow for me, and this is probably I'm gonna finish this off. What time is it? It is 9 p.m. my time. I do live in the East Coast. Yes, I do live in the East Coast. I used to live in, what do you call this? Texas, but I don't live there anymore. I want to go back. Anyway, KR 10 a.m. now. I think. Okay, yeah, got you. But anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching. I think that's gonna do it for me today, though. I think I have like one more MRE thing that I have in storage. So next time we do the food stuff, we're gonna go for the actual MRE. It's another actual military MRE, and yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Basically just wanted to try this on the stream. So yeah. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Tomorrow we will be back with some Blue Archive. We're gonna be continuing the Hina event, and we should be able to finish it tomorrow. Again, the part we did complete though was pretty long, but I think we should be able to finish the Hina event tomorrow. And I think I'm gonna roll tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but I'm assuming I'll have most of the free rolls by tomorrow anyway, so gonna do it at that time. All right, thank you all for coming again, and have a good rest of your day. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone. See ya. Let me go end this stream. Bye bye.